Crazy Will here today. Today we're going to be talking about how to make thumbnails for Octoprint. I'm going to show you how to set that up. Stay tuned. Hey, Crazy Will here from Crazy Will's Tech Show. Today, we're going to be taking a look on how to make thumbnails for Octoprint. Now, to do this, we have to use another piece of software. If you're not familiar with it, is PrusaSlicer and Octoprint. And I have videos on how to set up both of them, which will be in cards throughout the video. So if you don't know how to use PrusaSlicer or you don't know what the heck Octoprint is, take a look at those videos. And they're also listed down below. So originally I was into resin 3D printing. That was my first printer, was the Elegoo Mars. And I really loved the fact that it had a preview. Whenever I would go to print or I was at the machine, I could see a preview of the print. I think it was really convenient and it just made things a little faster for me, especially if you had multiple files. You could just find the file just by identifying what it was. Well, I really wanted that on my FDM printers. I really wanted that. Now, with Octoprint installed on a Raspberry Pi running my two FDM printers, I actually have an interface so I could actually see thumbnails. And I found out that Octoprint has a thumbnail plugin. So I wanted to take advantage of that, and I tried to research and figure out how I could get a thumbnail into Octoprint. Luckily, PrusaSlicer has the ability to export it out in their G-code, and it can be read by Octoprint. So I'm going to show you how to install the plugin onto Octoprint and how to enable this feature on PrusaSlicer. So let's get over to the computer and get that started. Here we are on my desktop. I'm going to drag this over. This is the Octopi normal screen. If you're not familiar with Octopi, again, go to my video. It shows you how to set up Octopi on a Raspberry Pi to connect to your Ender 3 or any other printer for that matter. They support a lot of different printers, and let's be honest, a lot of those printers are clones of popular ones, so they do work. So this is the first thing we're going to do, and you're going to get the plugin. We're going to click on this little wrench right up here. We're going to go to plugins, and we're going to search for Slicer Thumbnails. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and install it. Now mine's already installed because I already have this set up. And once you enable this plugin, you go down here to Slicer Thumbnails. And then you get what you would like to do. And you can change the scale. You can do all kinds of other stuff. I didn't mess with any of this. Now, just to show you what this looks like, here are some of my thumbnails. Now, if I went to go print one of these thumbnails, it'd actually show up here too, which is nice. It shows you the thumbnail of what you're printing. That's what we're after, but we're not done from here. You can't just export a G-code file and expect a thumbnail to show up. Unfortunately, this only works in PrusaSlicer right now. They make a thumbnail, so I'm going to show you the next step you have to do to actually get PrusaSlicer to make the thumbnail. So we're going to go ahead and open up PrusaSlicer, let that load, and this is the version I'm running. Alright, so when that loads, and again, if you guys need a tutorial on how to use PrusaSlicer because you're new to it, I have another tutorial right here up in the corner of the screen which tells you how to install PrusaSlicer and basically set it up for an Ender 3 in this case. But you can set it up for other printers. They don't support as much as Cura, but they do support a lot of the popular printers. Obviously, we would have a profile created, so we're going to go ahead and going to go to this little cog over here, and we're going to go to Edit Preset. We're going to look for G-code thumbnail. We're going to enter in this right here. So we're going to do 16 by 16, comma, and I'll put it in the description as well, 220 by 124. We're going to have to save a profile, so what I'm going to actually do is hit save, and instead of copy, I like to name it thumbnail, and we'll hit OK, and that'll save our profile. So we'll go back to the platter, and now we're on Creality, Ender 3, thumbnail. Just for demonstration purposes, we'll go ahead and load Batman. And just so he's in the screen a little bit better, we'll change the scale to 50% so you guys can kind of get an idea. Now, the thumbnail you can't choose, as far as I know you can't choose. I'm just going to put him over here so that way you can see the Ender 3 sign. What thumbnail you're going to get, it kind of just puts him in a thumbnail. So, you know, let's say this was finished and we slice it out. And another thing is when you're exporting this out, it doesn't show supports. So if I did have supports on him, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So build plate only, and I slice it. You'll see supports in the actual structure here, but when you see the thumbnail, it won't. So now we'll export the G-code. And we'll export it out as Batman blah blah blah. We'll save it to desktop. And now if we were to take this, we'll minimize this and we'll bring back my interface, and we'll upload this. So we'll go ahead and upload this, and Batman G code. And we'll upload it, and as soon as we upload it, you can see it kind of just takes a snapshot, and I put the ender over there so that way you guys can get an idea of the snapshot. So now it gives you a snapshot of what Batman will look like. And like I said, you can't really choose what angle you get of the snapshot, at least not that I know of. And we'll just put him in the middle, and that way you guys can get an idea. Slice it, boom, and we'll export this again, and we'll just and save to desktop. All right, and we'll minimize that. We'll go back to this, and we'll click upload again, and we'll choose Batman 2. And as you can see, it kind of gets the same angle. It's kind of the same angle. It kind of zooms in and crops out whatever it is. You know, like I was playing with some constructs. I was making some constructs. I was doing some stuff. Sister's baby shower. I mean, and then anything that didn't get that G code just comes in without the thumbnail. G code just comes in like that. So you would have to export it out with the G code with the thumbnail. Otherwise, you just get a plain looking, you know, front tire G code. You know what I mean? So that's basically how it works. Just to give you an idea, there's the Superman. If I went ahead and printed this, you'd see it actually comes in here, shows you the thumbnail. My printer's offline, that's why I did that. But yeah, that's basically how you'd go ahead and transfer thumbnails, so that way you guys can get really cool thumbnails on your Octopi. So yes, that's how you set up PrusaSlicer to export a thumbnail, and how Octoprint can read it, and you can have a nice little thumbnail on your Octoprint. And I use this quite a bit. I am trying to research to see if Cura has a plugin like this, but I haven't found it yet. If you know of it, please leave a comment down below and let me know. But that's it for me, guys. If this helped you in any way, please hit that like button or subscribe if you really enjoy my content. And to get updates, ring the bell, so that way you get notified when I make a video. And remember, you could do anything if you put your mind to it. Later, guys!
So noisy.
I know what you're thinking. Crazy Will's Tech Show's over. What do I do now? Real simple, guys. You hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button, and then you check out my other videos. It's not over. I made a lot. It's been a good year.